name is Jasmine, honey Surkatty. I am a member of 501st Garuda Garrison Indonesia TKID 22793, and today I'm the host of the talk show titled Flashback History and Highlights from Outpost to Garrison. And joining me today are our two amazing members, which are Shawn and Arief. Hi guys.
Hello.
I'm Shawn Truesdell, SL88668. Currently with the Redback Garrison in Queensland, Australia. I'm an approved ESB Vader, TIE pilot, reserve TIE pilot, bridge crew, scanning crew, line officer, warrant officer, and what's the other one? Multiple officers. Anyway, I've been a member of the Legion for 5 years now, 6 years, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, hand it over to Arief.
Hello, I am Arief Sundjaja, TK5881, still 4 digits. I was the CEO for Indonesia Outpost. It's a long time ago. I'm the one who started the 501st Legion di Jakarta in Indonesia. What? How many years ago was that? 1994?
9 years, isn't it?
Yeah, they're about 9 years. 9 years. That's right, because we are going 10th anniversary next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in Singapore, and then a friend of mine introduced the 501st Legion over there. And then just nice timing, I'm coming back. So I thought, okay, why not? Well, I'll bring it over, and here we are. And I have started out with a stormtrooper. That's the original one. Got a stormtrooper, and then an executioner, an officer, and that's my wife's. That bush, that's my wife's. Coming soon. Needs to slim down a little bit.
Amazing. Thank you guys for coming to the talk show and being able to talk about, because the thing is, I can be said as like the new members of the 501st, like Garuda Garrison Indonesia, and there's a lot about the history behind it, from being an outpost to being garrison, that I don't know about. And maybe my first question would be for Arief, and maybe Shawn, if you have something to say as well, like you could also just go in and stuff. What I heard is that when you want to make the 501st in Indonesia, you don't really know other people here yet that might be members or stuff like that. So what were your plans to recruit other members at that time? Do you have master plans or something?
No, you know what? When I got into the 501st Legion in Singapore, when I was introduced to that one, it wasn't like a big thing, it's a very small club, and nobody knows. All I know is that my friend, every Saturday we have this Salvation Army thing with a coin in Singapore, where you go around Orchard Road, then you can donate, and then these guys in stormtrooper armor will just walk around Orchard Road with a coin, and then people will just donate. It's all for charity, right? And then my friends were like, it's not a big thing. At that time, Star Wars, wasn't really going up yet. And then people would it wasn't in the news, nothing in Singapore, yeah? So it wasn't like a big thing. But yet there were these guys going on a hot Saturday afternoon asking for donations in the stormtrooper armor, all for charity. And then, of course, friend Benny Cheng, he was a member, and he came to me and said, hey, you gotta dress up, you get to meet all these girls, and all these girls somehow just want to keep hugging you in the armor, because stormtrooper, the white knight in armor, right? So and then this, it's fun, so I thought, are you crazy? It's hot, so but then after a while, I think maybe after 1 year or so, and they'll say, I thought, okay, why not? Let me try it out. And then he brought me to a orphanage, Then I wore a costume, somebody else's costume. I wore it out, and then I thought, hey, it's quite fun. All this, you see all these kids running around, and the look of their eyes when they see you, they thought that you're really like a robot, and they're so happy. They're just so happy, and I thought, okay, this is fun, I thought, and I like the ethics of the 501st. We do it for charity, and that's it, So I thought, okay, maybe I'll join you guys. Then Singapore sort of sponsored me, and then I came back to Indonesia. And when I came back to Indonesia, I didn't know anyone because I was raised up in Singapore, yeah. So I have very little friends. And then I thought I'd come here, and I did not know if there was any Star Wars fans. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know about any other costume groups or anything. I just started, and then somehow or other, Julius contacted me. That's the first member. He was this guy. I think I saw him one day on the news. He was in the TV in the Scout on a motorbike. He's going around Jakarta looking to pump gas in the Scout, and that's how I got to know. Hey,
that's Julius.
That's Julian, yeah. And I was like, what the hell, what was this guy doing? And I thought, that's really interesting. And then not long after, Ario contacted me. And then, Ario is an old man, yeah. And then he also was a quite fan, and he introduced me to more people, and then that's how we grew, And then I got to know that there was this other costume group or Star Wars fans group in Jakarta. I didn't know it. I thought it's just gonna be a small thing, But yeah, that's how we grow it, just slowly. Yeah, that's it. So that was a long time ago, yeah.
Wow.
Feels like eons ago.
So Shawn, like, when did you join?
I joined in, what was it, 2016, was it? 15 or 16? 15, 2015. But I found you guys on sheer fluke, because I always wanted to join the Legion when I was in uni, and you couldn't, a uni student trying to afford a stormtrooper costume or something like, Vader or anything, just no way. Eating pot meat and cheese on bread, you can't afford to buy a costume. But when I was living in Jakarta, and getting a bit older and having some money, I thought this would be really good. So I looked it up again online, saw that there was a group in Indonesia, and filled out the form, and then never heard back. So I thought, oh, the Garrison or the Outpost at the time, maybe it's defunct, maybe the email address is wrong. And I was lucky to be in Multi-Toys buying one of the many bloody 6-scale figures that I have. And there was a small poster in there for a Star Wars Day celebration. And I jumped on the Facebook group for the event and said, oh, I really want to come, and I just got this Darth Vader costume. And Ario responded, I'll wear it. I'm like, no, this thing is really hot. No, just bring it, wear it. He's like, but how tall are you? I said, I'm 6'5", 6'6". Oh, a tall Vader, good. Bring it. Okay. So I went, and I went to the event, and I met Ario, and he showed me around. And first time I met Arief, he's like, oh, good, a tall one.
Yeah, man, I don't even know who you are.
You were like,
because
Ario didn't really tell me. All he knows is, hey, there's this bule Vader coming. I'm like, what bule? Suddenly you're already in the costume. I'm like, who the hell is this?
It was
it
was a piece of crap costume. I mean, I was duped on, I was told that this was a 501st costume, but it was a Ruby's piece of junk. Yeah. And I'm like, well, where do I change? He's like, oh, just take it to the bathroom. No, I'll go back to the car. I'll go to the car park. So I changed in the car park with my driver helping me in this really hot one-piece, PVC suit. I was sweating before I ever got it on. And I'd only worn it at home in full aircon. And
wait, was it his first time? Your driver, was that his first time helping you
it
out?
was his first time. And he's laughing at me, and like I'm trying to put it on, and bits and pieces are falling off because it's a piece of it's crap. And
Oh my
so
God.
I'm half dressed when the belt boxes completely fell apart. So I was like, quick, get a screwdriver, and we pulled it apart and put it back together. And all these other drivers in the parking garage were like, "What the hell is this boule doing?" So I got all suited up, and I stepped off the elevator, and I was swamped. I mean, just everyone swamped me. And it's like, oh, this is cool. Everyone wants photos. And I was there for an hour. I couldn't move to get into the event. And finally, Eric came out and dragged me through the crowd to get me inside because he saw me outside.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So
this is why we always must
fun.
have a minder, you see.
Exactly. I learned that very quickly. That was my first introduction to it. And even though it was a dodgy costume, everyone was like, yeah, come on, get in the photos, join in with us. Yeah. And man, I was wearing Doc Marten boots because I didn't have proper boots.
just for a little tidbit here, that driver of Shawn who helped him out became like the helper for the whole outpost. After a while, he became like an expert.
Yeah, every costume.
Wow.
So
whenever we had an event, he will come along. He would be like Shawn's assistant, and then just help everybody out, took pictures for everybody, and then help everyone in the costume. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, he was great at that. He was good at sorting the parts, talking to the vendors, and trying to get them to make the costume parts correctly, because so many vendors were like, it's for a costume, who cares if it's correct?
Yeah.
It's like, well, it got to be correct.
Yeah.
But after that, I got help and advice on where to get my parts, and it took it's a lot of money to spend on a costume, especially Vader's not a cheap way to enter. But I managed to do it in less than a year, so we pushed it pretty hard.
But this is one thing that I kind of like being in the 501st. You get introduced to the ethics of how we do things, right?
Yep.
And then you get introduced to the analysis of the costume, the details, and how these people, these guys, like this guy right here, Shawn, or Talent, so anal, it's like, oh no, this part have to be the perfect one, oh my God, and how much money these guys are spending? No wonder, Talent is still single. But damn, man.
No.
But this is why I like the 501st, because we're so anal about the accuracy. We have to be. You have to wear the costume and act like as if you just came up from the screen. That's how we were taught. So everybody wants to be like that. But man, too anal.
Well, some people take it further than others.
Yeah, that's true. But it's really good that you guys, I mean, like me as a new member with just one costume in comparison to both of you, which is an Imperial officer, that alone has so many little details that I didn't know about, like that I wouldn't even know if you guys didn't help me with like doing the costume together and all that stuff. And then you have to have magnets.
But now that you know how hard it is and how accurate it is, then the more you wear it, the prouder you are. You want to act like the character, and you have pride in when you wear it. That's how we differentiate ourselves from other costume group.
The amount of work you end up putting in, it gives you a sense of pride in the accomplishment.
Correct.
I think my chest box, the very first chest box I made for Vader, I built it. Now this is ugly. Stripped it, sanded it, repainted it. Now there's a bubble. Stripped it, repainted it. Oh, there's a little crack in and over and over and over again until I was happy with it. It's just
wow, dedication.
Yeah. Oh,
That is so
it borders on
amazing.
insanity at times
Yeah.
because you get this mindset, and then unfortunately it starts to affect other aspects of your life. So I'm currently 3D modeling things, and I'm like, I want the exact measurement. If I don't have the exact measurement, then I'm looking up formulas to try and map out from a photograph what the, but I might be a millimeter off. That's not good enough. I need to be
Oh my
exact.
god.
And you start discouraging yourself from what you're doing because you're trying to be too perfect. So,
Yeah. Like the Kylo Ren's costume with the sleeve where it's
Yeah.
all printed. Oh my God! They even have to measure like the centimeter. How what's the difference? And the pricks are not are all irregular. Yeah. So they have to be exactly the same. You guys are nuts.
well, that's one of the reasons I gave up on that one. That was too hot and too hard.
But
thought-
thank goodness with the other costumes, like you guys already have it. Like it's really cool. So my next question would be like, you guys have been like to, at least at this point, like Arief is the longest because like you're practically the founder of 501st Indonesia, and then Shawn, I always see you in a lot of like true things as well as you two are like with so many events that you guys have already gone through. Like, can you share like what's the most memorable one for you guys?
Go ahead, Arief. What's your biggest one?
My biggest one.
Yeah.
No, why don't you talk about your biggest one?
My to be honest, what do you want? Troop overall or local?
Troop overall is fine. Like if you guys
Wow.
go into like international troop thing.
Disneyland was the because that insane person down there they were casting who was going to be Vader for it, and he got my height wrong. By like 2.5 inches. So they casted me, and they go, oh, by the way, they think you're 6'8". Okay, so I've had to put massive lifts in my boots.
Oh my god!
Walk like,
I
was in high heels.
Shawn was actually in the fight with Hong from Hong Kong.
Yeah, it was down between me and Hong. Yeah.
Yeah, you Hong and somebody else. I know somebody else. There were like 3 or 4 Vaders.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name, but from Taiwan.
Yeah, correct. Taiwan.
Wait,
Jen was it? I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, and then Mary Franklin just said, okay, we chose Shawn, and I remember texting him in the middle of the night and tell, hey, you're going to Hong Kong, and yeah, that was great.
Because for me it was that or nothing, because I only had Vader. That was the only. I had only been approved a month before, 2 months before,
1 month before, I think.
Yeah, and so it was like, ooh, this is going to be big. And going to that event, it was amazing in that this is the first time I've trooped with these people. Some of the Singaporeans that we had met when they came over for Indonesia actually at the time it was the Indonesia Toys and Comics Fair, I think it was. So I had trooped with them, but you're meeting these people from all over the world, and there's the immediate camaraderie. You've never met them before. You're walking down a hall and they see you and they go, oh, you're 501st. Hey, they give you a big hug. And that was freaking awesome. And the parade, the little stunts that everybody pulled, you're in a room with, I think we had 111 other troopers, probably 80 minders, press, Disney assistants, everyone in this big ballroom. So it was loud, everyone kidding up. Yeah. And I got most of my Vader on, and I put my sound box on and turned it on to test it to make sure the battery was charged, and the breathing kicks on, and the room went dead silent.
Yeah.
Everyone turns around. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And remember that one when you already suited up, and we were about to go, and somebody just sang the song.
So you've got everyone who could sit had been loaded on the buses, and so it was down to me and the 2Ks who were all lined up in formation on either side of the door. And I said, "Okay, Vader, go and board the bus." I put my helmet on and I started walking towards the door. And one stormtrooper started, and immediately they all started up, and it was dun 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 dun, doing the Imperial March. I was like,
That was, yeah.
"This is awesome."
I hope somebody actually taped it. That was really, really good.
I'm not sure if anyone got it, but it's something that I'll never forget it because it was so bloody awesome. And the parade was over like that. I mean, it was really quick, but everything that happened behind the scenes was just awesome. The dinners we went to, the friends we made that we're still in contact with years later. I haven't trooped with some of those guys since, but I still talk to them almost daily. So it was an awesome experience. Yeah,
me too. I like the Hong Kong one really well, mainly because of the camaraderie, the family gathering thing. Everyone's just friends. Everyone's just close. It's like suddenly you meet your long lost cousin or something, and then everybody just go out. When we have dinner after that, we have patch trading, and then everyone's just going crazy, and then you suddenly can put a face to the name, and then you just become friends, and then it was great. It was really fun, But just too bad that we only marched once. It should have marched twice. We wanted to go for more.
Yeah, we're like, do it again.
Yeah. But the organizer said no. But
we had to go because we still had to go for the press conference and interviews, and because they made a pretty big publicity thing out of it, and it was well organized. It was well done, but I had to laugh because we were getting so many warnings about. I don't think you guys understand just how hot it is here. So well, we live in Indonesia. It's pretty bloody hot. We're used to it.
This is nothing. This but a scratch.
Yeah. Well, no, because who was it? I should be able to remember this, but I cannot recall who it was. But remember in the morning when we did the photo on Main Street? Yeah. We all had to go and line up, and they had a big boom crane for the photographer to take the photo of all of us stretched down Main Street. And morning sun was just coming up over the horizon, and it was right in our faces. And we're all standing there, and I'm holding this, this Vader position, and they're trying to get the camera set up right. They're trying to get the lights, the lighting, and guys in the back were starting to whine, about it was Dexter. That's who it was. It was Dexter, and oh man, it's so hot. Oh, come on, man. Can we? And they're kind of slouching and whatever. And Dexter turned around and said, "Shut up, fall in line. If that guy up there in front wearing all that leather and stuff can hold his position, you can stand straight."
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
It's like, way to go, Dexter.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was
I
an
don't
awesome
remember him being there actually.
Yeah, that was the first time I met him, and because that was when he met Anara for the first time, and he kept from ever since then because she kept talking about birds. He always calls her Tweet.
Yeah, Hong Kong one was great. Other than that, the local events is mostly all the charity stuff. Yeah, we don't mainly just the charities. The hospital visits are quite fun.
Yeah. They can be difficult on the spirit, but they're rewarding.
Yeah. And then the rest of the time, Comic Cons are really fun. Indonesian Comic Cons are really fun.
Jakarta Comic Con that one year was the 3-day one was great.
Jakarta I remember it when there's the Star Trek as well, and you guys were doing like visits together, like the Star Vader and the Stormtroopers get the Star Trek.
Yeah, Jakarta Comic Con was the big one, right? I think that time that we had two sets back to back.
Yep. Yeah, we had the speeder bike on one side and the throne on the other.
Correct.
And that was the first event for Julian because he got approved the night before the event.
Yeah. And I remember that was when Hubert got to know us, and he actually came and talked to my wife first. So
Ooh,
I know it,
Batman.
Hubert. I know it.
That's Hubert.
Well, because it was one of those that was brutal, because as soon as we got like Vader and whatnot, Palpatine on stage, the line would grow to 1,000 people,
Yeah.
and you would, okay, let's get through this, and you power through for about 3 hours, and I can't take it anymore, I need a break, and you'd go off for a break, and everyone was like, oh, we wanted to.
Yeah. There was this girl, I remember it. There was this girl, because I was always in the front of the line, right? Just monitoring the line. And there was this girl who queued up for 3 hours to take a picture with him, and then he went for a rest. So that girl just stood there like, oh wow, and she literally cried. She literally cried, and then she waited again.
Yeah, she waited again for the next round.
Wow, that's insane.
That's sad. Is the Jakarta Comic Con the one in Kemayoran, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken?
No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you
That's the
guys,
one by,
but I
that's the
wasn't
one by
member
the-
yet.
yeah,
Kelly
I was
Hugh.
so fast.
That was
Kelly
the
Hugh
one
was the guest star.
by the Thai guys, right? By the Bangkok guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I mean,
It's super amazing.
we had a number of things we did. I mean, we had in the Daniel Wong down from Malaysia. Remember, he did his running trooper through the crowd.
Yeah.
Got Vader to chase him for that one. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, because like whenever we have Comic Cons, all these foreign troopers will come by, especially from Malaysia, from Singapore. We
Brunei.
have Kirby who comes Brunei too. Russell and Kirby always come, and it's great, and then it gives us a little bit more credibility, yeah. And it's just fun when everybody comes around and in the costume, full around, and yeah.
Okay, so going back towards like the histories and highlights again, I remember like the first time I joined you guys, like we were still an outpost, and then you guys were aiming for it to be like a garrison. And were there like did you guys like plan on like special recruitment plans to gain more members to reach the garrison status back then? Or like just like go with the flow.
it did to a bit, to an extent, because we have people emailing all the time wanting to join, and we had members that were not members, sorry, cadets or potential members who were very keen on this costume or that costume that they're difficult. They start getting discouraged. They start getting worried about the details, so they get slower and slower. So the idea was, let's get as many of these guys in a costume as quickly as we can to get their spirits up and get them going. And that was, the idea of doing that massive officer build. So I researched the costume. I worked with the tailor, made multiple versions to try and get it right before we did a run. And what did we do? 20 officers in one hit, or 22, something like that?
Me included.
Yeah, you were included. I got one. Ario.
I got one. Yeah.
We got one. Arief. I mean, Dennis and so many. Alfin and Prilla. So doing that big one, what did we find? Once the guys got trooping, you had them knocking over those other costumes really quickly after that, because they were invigorated. So within 2 months, a couple of those guys already had their third costume, because you had the guys that were doing ties and gunners, went, oh, this is great. Yeah, let's get after it. And they, having the armor parties almost every week over at the house, before I moved, helped everybody work on getting everything together. And yeah, we hit 25, 30 pretty quick after that.
Like I was posting like, I really want to be part of 500 first, or like something like that on Facebook. And then suddenly I get a direct message like, hey, did you know you could make your own costume? And I was like, okay, let's do this.
Well, it was a great way, I think, of starting to get people going, doing that mass build. It's like in anything, mass production is so much easier. And who was it? It was your connection, wasn't it? Arief, the boots, Edna?
No, no, Boots, not me. No.
No, Edna. Edna was
Edna,
your
yeah.
friend. Yeah, she was your friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tennant.
Amazing boots.
Oh, Tenet. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Etna helping out to do the boot run was great, you know, so because trying to import all those boots would have been a nightmare. So yeah, I mean, all of that worked out very well to get a large group of people very quickly. And it was fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's really amazing. Like you guys doing that, like even like for new people like me, like back then who doesn't even know stuff about like first pass, first level. Like it's really fun. Like you guys helping out takes the stress out of the costume building as well.
yeah. Well, at least with an officer you don't have anything to paint. So.
Well, I really do want to be a fader, but it's like I would be a short one.
We do have one of those down here, and yeah, we have to be very careful because height is an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if platform boots like you guys allow that.
They would have to be like massive platforms.
Oh my god, yeah.
But we do have a female Vader down here who I've not trooped with yet, but she's, I believe, 160 centimeters, something like that, 165. So she's pretty short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's actually okay. Lucasfilm it's fine.
As long as your parts are scaled.
Yeah. And as long as the people, like the stormtroopers with you, are shorter than you, it's fine.
Well,
but they'll be like super funny though. Like the Vader will be like standing, but the stormtroopers will be like kneeling down. Just to
I have 2 members in this garrison now that are taller than me, and you guys know me, so you know how tall I am. And I'm standing, you know, I'm 6'7" in full kit, and I've got a TIE pilot standing next to me who's taller, and a female officer who's taller standing next to me, and I'm kind of.
Okay, you guys, I want to ask you guys about the Kanji Club induction. As honorary members of 501st Legion member, like, can you guys share about like the behind the scene about the whole process of it?
Yeah, we pitched it to the honorary member committee. It was short notice, so it was very difficult to get approval, and we got permission to make the plaques and whatnot locally, which was time sensitive.
Yeah, I think it started with the Comic-Con, and then we got to know these guys are coming over as guests, and we took the opportunity to go and present to them the honorary member for the 3 guys, the 3 of them, right? Yeah. Cecep, Yayan, and Iko.
Yeah, we did it. We had
Iko. Sorry, yeah.
We did it two ceremonies because Iko Uwais was there in the morning, and we did it for him separately. And then Yayan and Cecep were filming another movie, so they flew in, came from the airport for the induction ceremony, and then after that they left again. But we got to spend some time chatting with them. But the whole initial, if you remember the year before, Arief, we Comic-Con. The second day, I had been on the stage for I think 3 hours, maybe 4 hours without a break, and I was dying. So I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I went in for a break, and some guy called Feli over and said, me and my son, we've been waiting in line for a while. We really want to have a photo with Vader. Is he coming back out? And she's like, oh yeah, he's just going on break. He'll come back out in a bit. And then she looks at him. She goes, wait, you're Yayan. You're Yayan. And he's like, yeah, you're going to be in the new Star Wars movie, aren't you? And he's like, come backstage.
Wow.
He was so nice, very, very friendly, but obviously he couldn't talk too much about what was going on. But yeah, he's like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was so sweet. And yeah, from there, after the movie, because we did the red carpet with them for the premiere of Force Awakens. They were the guests of honor for the red carpet. So then we set it up for the next Comic-Con.
Wow.
But yeah, that was a great experience as well.
Yeah, meeting them. Yeah.
Kind of well, it was nerve-wracking trying to talk to everybody on stage
Yeah.
for the ceremony.
Was the induction ceremony is kind of like private, or was it like
It was on the
held?
main. It was on the main stage.
It was on the main stage at the Comic-Con. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I just saw it.
Yeah.
It was. We got lots of photos of it, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, but it was nerve-wracking with the talking to the entire crowd.
Yeah. Oh, I know that Yayan is really happy to be an honorary member now. Both Yayan and Cecep, and Yayan is still in touch with us, with Felicia at least, and he's always inviting us to go join him in his training.
Oh wow.
I know, yeah. So I don't think we've done
The
it.
whole.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. I just knew about the whole details being with the induction. And so, as you guys know, next year is the 10th year anniversary of 501st Garrison Indonesia. So what are the message, like what's your message to other members of the GGI, to GGI members and the candidates who are interested in joining the 501st Legion?
Well, first of all, it's not the 10th anniversary of the Garrison itself, but it's more like the 10th anniversary of the Indonesian 501st Legion Indonesia, yeah? Because we started out with an outpost and then we became a garrison. So all in all, it will be 10 years. From the start, outpost, garrison, all in all, will be 10 years next year. So, so in that sense, it's been quite a journey. It's been quite fun. But I think the potential of us going further is a lot more. We can do more, certainly do more. We can certainly do a lot more charities. And I'm hoping we can grow more people, more recruits, get more recruits, more than just officers. Although I like the enthusiasm of some of the new recruits, like Hilmi, he's nuts. He's going with his 5 or 6 costume now.
Wow.
And you have Tim, who never ending want to add one more costume, but never finish one. His enthusiasm is there, and which is great, which is really great for Star Wars, right? Because you just wanna do more and do more and add more, But yeah, and then just great, just I'm hoping that the new Star Wars movies will just I'm not liking the last 2 movies, but I'm hoping that the next few movies will be good.
Well, at least Baby Yoda's carrying it as hard as he can.
That's right. Yeah. The Mandalorian is really good.
Mandalorian's awesome.
It's hyping up everything again. Besides that, I'm just hoping that they will just help us as a cause. Because they are really good branding. All of it, we work together hand in hand, right? So yeah, I hope we can grow more. So
yeah, for me, that's my message: is focus. Focus on the 2 most important things: is your costume and not losing track, not losing focus when you start something, try and finish it, and charity. Doing things for the right reason. We are very privileged to be able to use a Lucasfilm and now Disney's intellectual property to do good in the community, to raise much needed funds for charity, to cheer up children in the hospital, to raise awareness for certain causes. And it's a unique opportunity that not a lot of brands allow. And we've been very blessed to be able to do this with such an iconic set of costumes. So I encourage everyone to keep that focus on what we do, which is bringing smiles, to people's faces and helping charity as much as we can.
Wow, those are super amazing message from both of you guys. That as a member, I feel triggered that I should finish another costume now. Not just one costume. It's been years. Which I've been any costume. Okay, thank you so much for sharing about your experiences and your nostalgic moments, especially in that Disneyland Hong Kong thing. That's just, oh my gosh. I can't imagine the feeling of being there. That's super amazing. Like for all the other members and the candidates, you can just keep on doing what you're doing, make those costumes and be an active member and help the charity of 101st Legion as well as 101st Garuda Garrison Indonesia. Okay, thank you for
and help
Arief
each other.
and Shawn. Yes,
Because every bit of knowledge that you gain on your costume will help somebody else, and sharing that knowledge is super important. It's how that's how we operate. I mean, we can't do what we do without building on others' knowledge and sharing it. So
yeah,
sharing is caring. Okay, that's a really good last message on that. Okay, sharing is caring. Thank you, Arief and Shawn, for being an amazing guest speaker on the first episode. And here's 2 other episodes for the talk shows about the first Garuda Garrison Indonesia. Thank you, troopers, for tuning in. May the force be with you.
Hey guys.
Bye.